No, I'm just playing. What's up, guys? Happy Memorial Day for those who celebrate. What's up, Matthew? What's up, Rochelle? Spring Storm, Aileen, Leslie, Tammy, Spirit of the Trees. Leslie's asking, did Lewis do a prank? I don't know. Tammy, saying hi to everyone and hi to me. And happy Memorial Day. Bernadette, saying what's up to the Omega Wolf Packs. What's up? I missed you guys. It's good to be back. Starting to feel a bit better. Got an awful stomach flu or whatever the heck it was that took me down for a second there, but I rose like a phoenix from the ashes. I don't know. How's everyone's Memorial Day going? Teresa, thank you for being a member of the Wolf Pack for 1 month. Saying, hey everyone, Lisa, hope you're feeling better. I am not 100%, but I am. Leslie's saying it took me down too. I don't know what it was, but it took me down bad. Spring Storm saying it's been pretty chill here. Did any of you guys have to work today? I went to work today. I went back, actually. Jess, what's up? Spirit of the Trees saying I had a great day. Slow cooked roast, family, home and love. That is super awesome. Best way to celebrate a Memorial Day. Heather, whatever, what is up? Especially with the weather changing, though it's been kind of gloomy here in Southern California. I went from, 97 degrees in Las Vegas to 70s, 60s here in Southern California, which is weird, but I'm welcoming it. I don't mind it. I'm not a fan of the heat. But some strange weather. Hopefully we'll have it for a few more weeks before it starts to decide to get hot. Teresa saying storms here in southeast Idaho, so just chilling like it's a Sunday, no grilling today like most years. Oh, that kind of... So, but at least you got to relax. Heather, whatever, got to hike with her dog. Lovely day. That's super awesome. I do have some hiking videos that are going to be coming up soon. I just need to edit them. Looking forward to a nice hike this week too as well. Hopefully. We'll see. Being outdoors is always great. You got the nice cool breeze. Well, depending on where you're at, but you get the sunshine or, well, there's no sunshine, but you get my drift. Spring Storm has been playing Zelda most of the day. Heather, whatever, saying overcast, perfect. I know, it is great weather. Christy Fox, happy Memorial Day. Brandon, what is up? Saying hit that like button. Yes, guys, if you have not hit that like button, go ahead and do so. Bernadette saying my kids and I got together and had dinner, remembered my little sunshine cookie. Bernadette, I am so sorry for your loss. That is super tough. Dandy Linus got a sunburn in places unseen at the hot springs today in Colorado. All right. Hey, at least you were enjoying the great outdoors. Heather, whatever's outside is great. I know. Anytime I could get outside, I like being outside. Even though I don't like the sun too much, I will manage to be out in it somehow. I'm kind of like a vampire in some sense. Teresa's saying, I love the thunderstorms we're getting, but makes outdoor activities next. I know what you mean. I do love thunderstorms as well. Lisa Boo! Yes, I am feeling a bit better. Not 100%, but better than I was. Alright guys, just before I get started, I wanted to give Brandon saying much love to Cookie. Hearts for Bernadette, guys. Spirit of the Trees is saying, we missed you, Lisa. At least I did. I missed you guys. It was strange not going on. And I was like, today, no matter what, I gotta go on. Christy Fox missed everyone. Lisa Boo saying missed you lots. Angel saying, hey Lisa, how's everyone doing tonight? Alright guys, before I get started, I want to give a quick shout out to Kay Charamita. She's always getting me something on my Amazon wish list, and she makes my day every time I see a package in the mail, and I just wanted to give her a quick shout out. And I know she usually catches me on the replay, so this is for you. And I just want to show some of the things that she got me. Oh, she got me coffee, but I've already tried it, so I have a K-cup here. It's the Death Wish Colombian Blend. Guys, if you have not tried this coffee, you need to. This is probably my favorite coffee right now. It tastes amazing. Because I already tried it, so I opened the box already. But I just wanted to show you what it was. Also, something else I already tried. She got me like these, I don't know what they're all, shower bombs, and they're to help you calm and relax. You just drop them in the shower. These are awesome too. Like, you just smell it and you're like, so I've already used like 2 of them out of here. She got me a battery pack for my GoPro, which definitely will come in handy because my GoPro, those batteries go quick, and it's a pain in the ass to change the battery because of the media mod that I have on it, so I'm hoping this would do the trick. I'm definitely going to try it out on my next hike. Hold on, guys, sorry, because it's down here. She got me some computer speakers that I need to set up. I haven't had a chance yet because I've been sick, but we'll see. I guess they light up too, so that's cool because I like things that light up. And then, oh my gosh, if I can reach it, it's way down there. She got me, oh, you can't see it. Well, it's a lit up silhouette of a wolf howling. It's this right here. So I just want to give another quick shout out to Kay Charamita, and thank you for getting me all these goodies on my Amazon wish list. You are awesome. You always make my day. Whenever I see these packages, I'm like, oh my gosh. So thank you. I appreciate it. Bernadette's giving a shout out to Gary and Larry. Mistress Meg saying, Mistress Meg, what's up? Pirate Coffee. Guys, if you haven't, like I said, if you have not tasted Death Wish coffee, you have to. For some odd reason, that is the only coffee that keeps me awake. Like, it gives me that burst in the morning. And it has that, if you like the taste of coffee, it has like that roasted flavor to it. Heather Salvatore, what is up? Alice. Julia. Wendy, how's it going? So the plan I have today is I'm going to do Ghost in the News, where I literally Google Ghost in the News and see what pops up. And then also we are going to talk about the urban legends in each state. So I'm super excited about that. Alice is saying, miss your show. I missed you guys, like, big time. Alright, let's see. Hopefully it works. Hold on. It's saying to log in. Give me 1 second. I'm putting my work ID in. I hate when I do that. Because it's super, it's funny, my work ID is super close to my actual email. It's not, but it has almost the same characters to start off with. Teresa said, I tried Death Wish once and then my Keurig died. That sucks. I've had Keurigs and I've had them die on me, so I stopped buying Keurigs. Like, I get a different off-brand of K-Cup maker because it seems... I feel like their Keurigs are overrated. Like, they break down. I don't know. Some people have had luck with them, but I haven't had luck with them. So I get like the off-brand ones, and I've never had a problem with them. Tyrana, how's it going? Julie's excited to hear about hearing the urban legends. Alright, now I think it logged in. Hold on. Alright, well, this is we're going to start off with Ghost in the News. And this is from the LA Times, written by Haley Branson Potts. Photography by Gennaro Molina. And it was written a couple days ago. What's today? The 29th? It was 3 days ago. And I like the title. And it's in California too as well. It's like prostitutes, ghost, and bullet holes in rural California hotels. Spookiness is the appeal. Alturas, California. The gals from West Sacramento swig... I don't know if I should be reading this because they're swigging vodka, but alright, they're swigging vodka on an antique floral couch in the Niles Hotel. As their laughter echoed down the hallway, stern faces glowered from old black and white portraits in glided frames. The four women had driven 5 hours north to Alturas, a town of 2,700 in California's remote northeast corner. They were looking for adventure and the ghost of an old prostitute said to haunt the hotel. I mean, I guess that's kind of cool. I mean, I'd go to the hotel if it was haunted, but not for the specific. Louis, how's it going? Rochelle. Julia saying, gotta love Crazy Callie. I know, everywhere has something that's haunted. Look at the wallpaper peeling over there, said Mary Bateman, 58, who sells safety equipment for law enforcement officers. That's from the little ghosties trying to come through. They must have been a little tipsy. This is red rum, she added, referencing to the 1980 film The Shining, in which a little boy uses lipstick to write "Mert" backwards on a door in a haunted hotel. At the 115-year-old Niles Hotel, where ancient bullet holes pock the tin ceilings by the downstairs saloon, getting the creeps is part of the appeal. Legend has it that the spirit of a bordello girl crawls in bed with gentlemen guests, scratches the walls, and stomps around at night. She doesn't care for men, said Jody Stone, a bartender at the Nile Saloon, with a tone of respect. In proud but struggling little communities throughout rural Northern California, grand hotels hark back to when these people were booming gold rush towns, timber towns, and cow towns. Often lovingly restored, the lodgings invoked a certain nostalgia for more prosperous days and hope for a brighter future. Oh, and they're often said to be haunted. Well, of course, they have history. Dandelion is the same tipsy ghost. Lewis Ricks is saying, can the next state be New York, please? I'll try to find one, for sure. Wendy's saying, go to New England and get yourself some legit haunted stuff, for sure. Among the redwoods in Humboldt County, there's the Scotia Lodge, the 100-year-old hotel which has deteriorated but has refurbished and reopened in 2021 as a cannabis-friendly resort. Allegedly has a spirit on the third floor. Locals call him Frank. They say he's nice. I don't know if Frank's gonna like the smell of cannabis. I sure don't. Frank would be like, what is this? No. That's probably why he haunts it. It's saying here in the picture, oh, that's like a awesome looking place to go to. The Niles Hotel still hosts parties and weddings reception in its lobbies. It has that old kind of appeal to it. It's kind of nice. In Placerville, the historic Carey House Hotel, a stately brick building erected in 1857, is haunted by Stan, described by the El Dorado County Visitors Authority as a flirty front desk clerk who loved his liquor and had a penchant for pinching the bottoms of hotel guests. After flirting with someone who didn't find it cute, poor old Stan was stabbed in the chest and fell down the stairs to his D, or so the story goes. I don't know about that one. I mean, hey, I would go in there just to see. Hey, why not? That would be like hilarious. All of a sudden you would hear someone pat you in the behind. You'd be like, what the hell? That would be kind of cool in some ways. Angel saying, I have a book that's called Haunted Northern New York. I love it. Louis Ricks is saying a stoner ghost. That's cool. Heather whatever saying, don't go to Humboldt County. Just saying maybe legal stuff has changed that, but it was dangerous unless you knew where to not to go. Oh, wow. Lisa Boo saying a ghost pinch. Like, they're saying he's flirting, so you can kind of figure out where the ghost pinch would be with ladies. The 1800s era Hallbrook Hotel in Grass Valley, renovated and reopened in 2020, is haunted by rough cowboys and Victorian madams, their secret forever safe within storied walls, the owner says. In Trinity County, the owner of the 143-year-old Weaverville Hotel doesn't like to talk about the ghost who may or may not dwell there, including that of a 15-year-old girl, the granddaughter of former owners, who died there of typhoid, according to the hotel's website. Why would you not want to talk about it? That would bring people to your hotel. But I get it. He probably doesn't want the wrong company, I guess, coming to his business, which, I mean, I guess makes sense. We probably have a ghost or two here, but I have young women travelers that come to town. They're by themselves, said owner Janine Muir. I don't want them to be worried there might be a ghost. Well, yeah, that too. Ghost hunters have tried to stay in search for paranormal activity. Muir, 80, has politely told them no. I would say, hell yeah, come tell me what's in my hotel. Bernadette saying if a ghost punched my butt, I ain't mad at him. Oh, that is crazy. Brandon says I wasn't pinched by a ghost, but tucked into a blanket by one, according to my parents. That is creepy. Super cool and creepy. Alice would say I punched too. What's up, Carl? Carl's asking, have I visited the Winchester house? No, I've heard of it, but I have not visited it yet. But with Janine Muir saying no to ghost hunters, I guess she doesn't want that type of attention. She wants like legit business to her hotel. The hotel is a jewel of Weaverville's Gold Rush era. Main Street, also home to the Nugget Restaurant and the Diggins Pub. In mountainous Trinity County, where timber crashed and legal marijuana is now doing the same, boosters are working hard to draw tourists. Muir, originally from Florida, moved to Weaverville with her husband Brian in 1996 so he could work for a gold mine. They bought the hotel in 2002 and spent 2 years carefully renovating it, maxing out their credit cards and borrowing against their life insurance. They felt a great responsibility to keep it as authentic as possible, Muir said. She filled the place with antiques and dollies and Victorian-era wedding photos, some of which she bought on eBay, with unsmiling brides and grooms. As for ghosts, I've been here by myself many times and would go upstairs, Muir said. I've never even gotten a creepy feeling on the back of my neck. So she doesn't think it's haunted. But then if you don't think it's haunted, then you're gonna brush away things. Zero RTs, what is up? Up in Alturas, where the town motto is where the West still lives, the 3-story Niles Hotel is the beating heart of a main street lined with empty storefronts. Alturas is the only incorporated city in Modoc, one of the poorest counties in California, where a fifth of the population lives in poverty. It has always been a cattle ranching town where family roots run deep, said Annette Moore, a volunteer for the Modoc County Historical Museum, who, despite living there for 2 decades, said, I'm not a native. For years, Moore has played bridge with girlfriends in the Niles Hotel lobby every week, sitting by the big pictured windows, watching people walk by. Over the years, the foot traffic has dwindled. The hotel, one of the tallest buildings in town, was built in 1908 and catered to cattlemen, loggers, farmers, and businessmen. For a time, Alturas had 2 other big hotels. One burned to the ground and the other was demolished. When Jim and Elizabeth Cavasso bought the shuttered Niles in 2011, it had been neglected for more than a decade, he said. When I was little, I grew up here. It was a landmark. It was the spot. said Jim Cavasso, 67, a self-described community guy who's active in the Rotary Club and Chamber of Commerce. We were just watching it crumble, all the history, our childhood memories. In a small town, he said, you take pride in what you've got, and Alturas has the Niles. The Cavassos bought a building with busted windows, a caving roof, broken pipes, pigeons and bats had gotten in there, so had some mischievous kids. There were bees and a giant honeycomb between the walls. A local beekeeper harvested the honey and they sold it in the coffee shop downstairs. That is crazy. Okay, and this picture is one of the many vintage photos hanging in the Niles Hotel. Oh, that's kind of cool. It was too expensive to hire contractors, Cavasso said, so townfolk helped fix the place up. One room at a time, the guest rooms, which have themes like Angler Heaven and Homestead, were designed by community members. The exterior got more than 500 gallons of paint. Nerd Report, what's up? Bernadette says those girls look evil. That old girl really likes to have her back scratched, Cavasso said of the building. Is it haunted? Probably, Cavasso said. Cavasso said that at one point his wife Elizabeth, a Modoc County supervisor, a longtime wildland firefighter, was working on the third floor and saw a ghostly visage. Right in front of her face was a woman, he said. It was brief, and she was gone. Unlike the Weaverville's owner, Cavasso welcomed the paranormal investigators who visited with their ghost hunting equipment. He admits with a laugh that some people are creeped out by the Victorian-era portraits, especially a painting of a dour-faced baby in a frilly white smock that are original to the building. People swear the eyes follow them. If there really was a prostitute who died at the hotel and now haunts the place, the details are fuzzy. Oh, this room even looks cool too. I guess this is one of the rooms in the Niles Hotel. It looks quaint. I like it. According to a pearl-clutching May 1953 article in the Modoc County Record, the local district attorney proclaimed there were no sex workers in the counter after reading an article in a metropolitan paper that claimed Alturas was opened to just when we think we have a nice clean little county, then up pops up a story in one of the big town papers which tears down our almost perfect crime record, the front page article proclaimed. But at the hotel saloon, where the scent of wood-burning stoves hangs in the air, the ghost is as real as the polar bear hide hanging on the wall. On a recent Thursday night, Stone, the bartender, recounted the story of one freaked-out male guest. He said that he woke up to something tugging his pillow, and he rolled over, and it pushed him down in the bed, she said. Yeah, but... Okay. Oh, she's telling the story. I was like, wait a minute, it's a male guest, so why is it saying she said? As the guest told her the story, he held out his arm. The hair stood up. Logical Spock, how's it going? Nikki, what's up? Wendy saying I've had several encounters in Puerto Rico. Wow. Zero T's down ghost trying to get frisky. Sitting at the bar was Ruben Martinez, 63, sipping a bottle of Heineken. A member of the Pitt River tribe who grew up in Alturas. He and his late wife had their wedding reception at the Niles in 1993. He talked to male guests who said the ghosts rubbed their backs. After some recent construction work, he said there's been a lot of strange activity. Things turning up in different places, doors opening up on their own, places that suddenly feel cold. Heather Whatever! Thank you for the PayPal donation. Hearts for Heather Whatever, guys. Thank you, Heather Whatever. You're totally awesome. Ooh, the sign looks creepy. That does look like an old West town. That's super cool looking, actually. Jason Michael, who's 44 and works in finance, was perched a few bar stools over. During the Bud Light pandemic 2 years ago, he and his wife moved with their young daughter to Alturas from Los Angeles. They were lured by the fresh mountain air and inexpensive land, and they could work remotely. I love it up here, he said. It's super chill, slow. Michael's wife and daughter recently showed him an iPhone video they shot in a hallway at the Niles. They thought they were alone, but when they replayed the video, they heard someone whistling. They hadn't heard it while they walked the halls. They're certain it was a ghost. The 4 women from West Sacramento chose the Niles precisely because it has character. Bateman was on a work trip fitting California Highway Patrol officers for body armor. Her friends tagged along, as they often do. For Jennifer Engstrom, 61, the Niles brought back memories of the Hotel Sutter, the Gold Rush era hotel in Amador County that her great-uncle owned when she was a kid. Formerly named the Belotti Inn, it is said to have once had tunnels, now filled in, that were used during Prohibition to smuggle alcohol across town. This place reminds me so much of it, says Engstrom, who owns a grocery outlet in West Sacramento. Sipping, they're a little tipsy, on the Nile's second floor, landing in glasses brought from home, the women pointed to the old portraits on the walls, making up names and stories about each of them. There was the long-lost cousin who got sent away to the war. No specific war, just the war. And another cousin who was mad he didn't get the inheritance. It's kind of cool. Heather, whatever saying, it sounds creepy. Oh, there are some places that look like Western movies around here. Logical Spock just made some dinner tacos. Tacos are always good. Spring Storm saying I wouldn't be lucky enough to be haunted by a ghost that gives back rubs. Bateman pointed to a gold frame with inlaid flowers containing sketches of a mustachioed man in a tuxedo and a serious woman in a stiff-necked dress. Those are my great-grandparents, she joked, Ralph and Eileen. They came from Iowa. They wanted to come to California to strike gold. She divorced him because he was sleeping with... Probably that ghost that lives here, says Gail Clower, 70, a retired chief of staff for a Yolo County supervisor, who was there with her wife, Terry Ledoux, a retired jail commander. She's not Bateman. You don't know her. I like how these women are just joking around about and making stories about the pictures. That's kind of cool, though. I guess this is one of the hotel guests walking down a darkened hotel in the Niles Hotel. Maybe they mused she was the woman whose portrait hung at the end of the room. A young lady with pale skin, a stole hanging off her thin shoulders, looking away from the camera. Clower, imagining the ghostly worker's life, suddenly turned serious. Women of that era had no alternative, she said. They needed to eat. They needed to survive. They may or may not have had children they were supporting. They couldn't shovel. They couldn't work in the mines. They couldn't work in the kitchen. All the cooks were men. The servers were men. If she was haunting the hotel, the woman said, more power to her. And I guess that is all. That was a good article. What do you guys think about this article? About the Niles Hotel. Would you guys visit the Niles Hotel? I think I would. I liked how the women went there to hang out, and they were seeing all these old photos, and they decided to make stories about each of the photos. I thought that was kind of cool. That's what I liked about the article. DeLeo Lugo, Rochelle, thank you. Brandon says I would. Alice liked it. Tyrannus and creepy. Angel saying I'd check it out for real. Heather whatever saying yes, but I have a bunch closer. Same ideas though. Alice is saying where is it? I think it's up north somewhere. I think it said Alturas, California. So somewhere up north. Small town. Heather Wetter saying funny me too. Great ladies. Tyranna liked it. Spring Storm would visit. Wendy's like, nah, do a New England story. You'd be more impressed. It won't disappoint. For sure, you know what? I need to look up New York hauntings and New England hauntings. Wendy's like, we got the creepy. For sure. So I would check it out though, just because it looks like a quaint little hotel. The sign looks creepy. It almost looks like the Bates Motel sign. I don't know why. That just reminds me. Hold on, let me find a picture of it in the article. Like, that sign reminds me of the Bates Motel. I do not know why, but it does. It's just missing the no vacancy sign underneath it. Spring Storms will not visit the Bell Witch Cave, even though it's just a few hours for me. Alice is saying New Orleans hauntings. That's total Bates Motel vibe. We should. It's almost like you're waiting to see if Norman Bates is in there with his mother. Angel's like, oh my god, it does. Like, right when I saw it, I was like, wait a minute. It looks like the Bates Motel sign. But I like the look of the little hotel. Brandon's like, it looks like the red neon lights gives that off for sure. Alice is saying it looks like the Bates Motel at Universal Hollywood. Yeah, it does. It's just missing the no vacancy. Zero Ortiz is saying, my niece, she's becoming a nurse and she went to go visit her Nana who's buried in the mausoleum underground in Linwood Cemetery in the basement. She said she saw a woman in a black dress. Ooh, creepy. I know, I'm almost waiting for Norman Bates, to walk out of this hotel. I'll be like, Norman, I think you're in the wrong hotel. He'll be giving me this look like, what? What the heck? Alright, I was trying to pop up the next article and there was an ad. I was like, what the heck? Delia Lugo saying, I need to do some paranormal investigation. I need to get some equipment first. I don't have any equipment. I mean, I guess you don't necessarily need equipment to start off with, but Zero T's to continue her story. She saw a woman in a black dress go through the wall. The lights were flickering really bad and she was alone and she heard like little humming. That is creepy. That is creepy. That would freak me out. Well, I don't know what I would think about that actually, but that would probably freak me out at first. Be like, no, that's not what I just saw, right? Did she run out of there, or was she just struck with fear? Jess S would totally go ghost hunting with me. Zero saying she was so scared, never will go alone again to the mausoleum. I wouldn't. After I saw that. I mean, I think at first I'd be at shock. I would be shocked. Because I was like, I don't know if that's exactly what I saw, but then, and I'd be scared at the same time. Alright, guys. We are going to talk about 50 of the spookiest urban legends from every state. And this is from Reader's Digest, written by Taylor Markarian. And it was updated yesterday, so recently. Whether you dismiss urban legends as children's lore or believe they're based on fact, these 50 tales will send a shiver up your spine. Decide for yourself which of these urban legends from across the U.S. is most terrifying. Number 1, Hug and Molly. Alabama, Hug and Molly. The legend of Hug and Molly is clearly a tool used by parents to get their children to obey the rules. The story, native to Abbeville, tells of a phantom woman who appears to children if they stay out late at night. She grips the lingering child tightly and screams in their ear. She's not meant to cause death, just one hell of a fright. If you like it's saying, if you like this urban legend, please click here. So, I mean, yeah, that's kind of cool, because then you can tell your kids, You don't want to stay out late. Watch out for Huggin' Molly. I wish there was a picture of Huggy Molly. Number 2. The Qualapalik, Alaska. The Qualapalik. The Qualapalik, an Inuit version of a mermaid or siren, calls to children who are wandering too close to the seashore with her humming, then takes them away in her baby pouch. The greenish woman-like creature will never return a child once taken into the depths. Sounds like a good way to convince your kids not to go in the water, if you ask us. That is. I mean, I think if I was a kid, I'd be so afraid to go by the water. Just imagine hearing about the Qualapalik. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm probably butchering it. I don't think that's how you pronounce it. Number 3. Slaughterhouse Canyon. I have like these weird pop-ups. Okay. Arizona. I can't even talk right. Slaughterhouse Canyon. Also known as Luana's Canyon. Slaughterhouse Canyon tells the gruesome tale of a 19th century gold miner who failed to come home to his family one night. Without his earnings, the mother and his children couldn't buy food and began to starve. When she couldn't stand it any longer, the wife... What? Her kids into pieces, tossed them in the nearby... And... What? Her cries can still be heard echoing through the canyon. Why would she do such things? Heather White ever say my kids heard her crying in Baja? Zero teases continued. She was scared but held it together because she said, "Did I just see that?" I know, I would have done the same thing. Have any of you guys heard of these urban legends so far? I have not. Number 4, Arkansas, the Gordon Light, or Gordon Light. Like many urban legends, the story of the Gordon Light has several variations. In one, a rail worker was hit by a train and decapitated. His spirit can still be seen today searching for his lost light. In another, the railroad worker bore a violent grudge against his boss who had fired him. He murdered his former employer with a railroad spike, and the victim now wanders the tracks. While the Gordon Light is well documented, no one has been able to offer an explanation as to what it really is. I like the second one better. Like a disgruntled spirit because he got fired. I like that one. Number 5, Charman of San Antonio Creek, California. I've never heard of this one. Charman of San Antonio Creek. Per local lore, a father and son were trapped in a horrible fire. The father perished, then before help could arrive, the traumatized son lost his mind. And then ran into the forest. Now known forever as Charman, his blackened, burnt body is said to attack motorists on Creek Road in Ojai as he seeks more human skins. I am going to avoid Creek Road if I'm ever in Ojai. But I've never heard of that one. Wake Shapebury, what's up? Heather, whatever, that's okay, because it's super similar to a lot. Yarona. Alice is saying I should go there while I'm in Arizona. I don't know how far it is from where I'm going to be. Number 6. The Ridge Home Asylum. Colorado. The Ridge Home Asylum. The Ridge Home Asylum was a real facility that opened in Arvada in 1912. It reportedly housed patients who were horribly mistreated, some of whom weren't even mentally incapable but had just been forsaken by their family. Though it was demolished in 2004, people say they can still hear the screams and see the apparitions of former patients on the grounds. That's pretty cool. Number 7. Dudleytown. Connecticut. Dudleytown. The misfortunes that have occurred in Dudleytown are so terrible and numerous that its nickname is the Village of the Damned. The now completely deserted town is said to have been home to many disappearances, and even demonic activity. It is believed that the founders of the village, and by extension, the village itself, are forever cursed. These ghost stories from the most haunted places in the world will seriously give you chills. I like how they add the little ads, like, click here, check this out. Heather, whatever saying, I feel the same, used to like Ojai. Bernadette has never heard of that one, and she's from Colorado. I know, I've never heard of the California one. And I'm from California. Never heard of that one. Number 8. Fort Delaware. Fort Delaware. Prisoner camp during the Civil War. Fort Delaware in Delaware City was, try to say that like over and over again. Fort Delaware in Delaware City was ultimately home to more than 30,000 Confederate soldiers inmates. The few thousand that died before they could leave the Union fort are said to still haunt the area. That would be pretty cool. I wish they had pictures. Wendy has heard of the one in Connecticut. All right. So I guess there's some truth to these urban legends. Number 9. Florida. Captain Tony's. Since 1852, Captain Tony's, the oldest saloon in Key West, has been known to be haunted. Doors slam for no apparent reasons, and there are inexplicable banging noises and frequent ghostly visitations. Perhaps that's because it's the site of the town's original morgue and was built around a tree that the town once used for hanging pirates. So stay away from Captain Tony's. Yeah, but that's not really... That doesn't seem like an urban legend, though. That seems like it's actual, like, a building that's haunted. Not an urban legend. Number 10. Georgia. The Song of the Cell. As the story goes, in 1848, Alec and his wife, Betsy, both slaves, were in their home one night when their master, drunk and belligerent, crashed open the door. He attempted to attack, but Alec fought him off. Undeterred, the master chased Alec up a ladder into a loft. As the struggle continued, the lost his balance, fell out of the loft, and passed away. Even though Alec turned himself into the sheriff the next morning, explaining that what happened was in self-defense, he was still charged with murder, par for the course in the antebellum South. Alec was imprisoned in the old Lawrence jail and later executed unjustly for the crime. People say they can still hear his sorrowful song traveling through the walls of the old jail. That one's sad. Wink Shaftesbury, I'm in the UK, but I've heard of that fort. Okay. Number 11, Hawaii, Pali Highway. Pele, the Hawaiian volcano goddess, has many myths attached to her name. One tells of her ill-fated union with the demigod Kamapoa, who was half pig, half human. The two supernatural beings had a terrible breakup, agreeing to never to see each other again. That's why, as urban legend has it, if you carry pork with you when you travel over the Palali Highway in Oahu, your car will come to an inexplicable halt. Next time you're in the area, we advise sticking to chicken. I don't know if I'll ever be driving in Oahu, but if I am, I'm going to try that trick. Logical Spock saying in Colorado, in Leadville, there's an unsinkable Molly Brown house. That's cool. Super cool. Number 12, Idaho, the water babies of Massacre Rocks. The urban legend is about starvation and infanticide. So if you're squeamish, you may want to skip ahead. I don't know about this one. When famine hit the local area of Pocatello, mothers resorted to... What? I'm not going to read what it says. It is said that those babies turned into fish-like imps whose new mission was to trick or even murder people. What? Why would they? Would you? No, I couldn't think of a mother doing that. A mother would try anything to protect their child. I don't think that urban legend's kind of... Number 13, Bachelor's Grove Cemetery in Illinois. Often referred to as one of the most haunted graveyards in America, the 82-plot cemetery is known as the home of many phantom sightings. From a ghostly white lady to an ephemeral white farmhouse, people who have visited the site have seen numerous inexplicable illusions. Now we're getting into cemeteries. Heather, whatever. I that's what I'm thinking. That's why I was like, what? When I mean, that's kind of just an urban legend. There's no proof to it. But still. Indiana, 100 Steps Cemetery. If you visit this cemetery in the town of Brazil, and climb the 100 steps in the total darkness of night. Legend has it, you'll see the ghost of the original caretaker appear before you on the top of the hill. He will give you a preview. That wasn't written correctly. Of what your own death will look like. I mean, I would go there because that seems pretty cool to just see. To climb 100 steps. It probably has like an awesome view. But you have to do it in total darkness to see him. And he'll be like, you. I could see him. Well, they're saying you see him right at the top. And he's like, you. With like a black... He'll look like a Green Reaper type of person. But not. And this big old long bony finger. You've been here before. No. Number 15, Stony Hollow Road in Iowa. As the saying goes, a woman's scorn is not someone you want to mess with. Lucinda of the town of Burlington is no different. Legend says that when her fiancé failed to meet her there as promised one night, she threw herself off the bluffs along Stony Hollow Road. Ever since, her ghost has appeared to countless people. What's worse is that if she leaves a rose at your feet, you're destined to... Really? Within 24 hours or so, the story goes. Well, if you're ever in Iowa, stay away from that road. I wonder if she just appears to men, or is it to... Because it doesn't really say. It doesn't say men or women. It just says if she drops... Heather, whatever, thanks again for the PayPal donation. Because she's saying because a gallon of gas is more than 5. Thank you. You're awesome. Hearts for Heather, whatever. Rebecca's saying if I climb those 100 stairs, I would probably have died of fright and given him a sight. I kind of like urban legends like that where it's a woman with a broken heart type of stories. I like those. I don't know why, but I just like those. I like those urban legends. Kansas, Molly's Hollow. The urban legend of Molly's Hollow speaks to the United States. As the legend goes, when the local townfolk found out that Molly was involved with what? People claimed her spirit is still there screaming at night. That one's a sad one. And that was number 16. Number 17, Kentucky. Hogan's Fountain. In Cherokee Park, you'll find Hogan's Fountain, which features a statue of Pan, the pastoral yet devious Greek god. At every full moon, some versions say every night at midnight, the figure of Pan wanders the park, causing mischief for passerbys. That one's kind of cool. How are you guys liking these urban legends? I feel like some of them are more like ghost stories than urban legends, but some of them are sad. but I'm enjoying them. Wink Shave Berry saying I like classic ghost stories too. Same here. Louisiana at number 18. The Carter Brothers. Back in the early 30s, a young woman escaped from the home of the Carter brothers in New Orleans with slash marks on her wrists. She told the police that the brothers were feeding... What? Yes, you read right, ladies and gentlemen. The cops stormed the French Quarter residence where they found more young women in similar states. With their... What? Were these guys vampires or something? The brothers, now thought to be vampires, were captured and executed, only for it to be discovered years later that their crypts were empty. That's crazy. Angels loving the stories. Logical Spock is saying, hey, can you have a pinned message with the link to that article? Yeah, I can add that. Number 19, Maine, Seguin Island Lighthouse. Like many urban legends, the one in Maine has to do with isolation. As legend has it, in the 1800s, the caretaker of the Seguin Island Lighthouse and his wife were the only two people living on the tiny spit of land. They naturally grew increasingly bored and isolated. The caretaker bought a piano so his wife could play it to keep them both entertained. But she only knew one song. The insufferable repetition of the same tune, combined with the severe sense of isolation, drove the husband mad. He took an axe, chopped the piano, and then... Or so the story goes. He was like, why did I buy that piano? He's like, why? Number 20. Maryland, Big Liz and the Greenbrier Swamp. During the Civil War, Big Liz, a very large woman, was a slave who became a spy for the Union troops. But her espionage was found out by her, who decided to exact revenge. As the urban legend goes, he took Big Liz to Greenbrier Swamp so she could help him bury a treasure. Big Liz dug the hole and was subsequently by her evil, who threw her body into the grave she had just unwittingly dug for herself. It is said that if you travel to that spot during the dead of night, you will see her spirit there, attempting to lure you into the murky swamp. Ooh, I like that one. Bernadette's asking what was the song? I have no idea. It didn't say. Hold on, just checking something out. Alright, Number 21. Massachusetts. The ghost of Sheriff George Corwin. When you think of haunted locales in the United States, Salem is no doubt one of the top places that comes to mind. A key character in the Salem witch trials, Sheriff Corwin was the most infamous and brutal when it came to interrogating and handling accused witches, earning himself the nickname the Strangler for his torturous methods. A building called the Joshua Ward House now stands on top of the land where Corwin lived and died, and many people say that they've seen him in the windows or even felt his hands pressing down around their when they're inside the space. Heather, whatever, saying the song she played over and over was Who Let the Dogs Out? Zero saying it's like kids with drums. You want them in the beginning for the kids, but then you don't know what the hell you got them for. Yeah, exactly. Tyran is saying I like old ghost stories too. Number 22, Michigan. The Nain Rouge. This is one of the urban legends still recognized today. It is celebrated by the people of Detroit every year. They say that there is a devilish creature known as the Nain Rouge, French for red dwarf, who causes mayhem in the city. He's thought to be seen when disaster is about to strike, and he's even said to be the reason for the Cadillac Company's downfall in the city. Kind of cool. I like that one. Wendy saying Masshole, born and raised, Lizzie Borden. I know that kind of reminded me of Lizzie Borden. Number 23, Minnesota, the Wendigo. The Wendigo is a creature of Native American folklore that is thought to be the result of cannibalism. A person will turn into a Wendigo, a fanged-bearing creature that is tall, skeletal, and hairy, if they resort to eating another human being. Will you fall prey to the glowing eyes and snake-like tongue of the Wendigo? Sounds like a werewolf. Or a werewolf. I've never heard of any of these. Wink Sheepberry's like a werewolf, yes! That's what I was thinking. Number 24, Mississippi, the Witch of Yazoo. While living on the Yazoo River, an old woman allegedly lured boatsmen to their deaths with her magic. One day, the local sheriff chased her into a swamp, and as she drowned in quicksand, she put a curse upon the town. In 20 years, she said she would return to set the city aflame. Why does this sound like the city of Eerie from It? But I think it was 20 years with him too, I think. 20, 21, somewhere like that. Eerily, in 1904, the city was hit with a massive fire, believed to be the work of the witch. The next day, when people went to visit her grave at the Glenwood Cemetery, they saw that the chain links around her grave had been broken, or so the urban legend goes. Dun dun dun! Dot 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 dot. Bernadette says the witch. I thought, you know what? I kind of took it like that too. The Witch of Yahoo. 25. Missouri. I thought we said Missouri already. Didn't we say Missouri already? I think I've been through so many states that they're sounding the same already. Lelander's Theater. The Landers Theater in Springfield is supposedly beyond haunted. From fires to stabbings to accidental deaths, this theater has seen it all. Locals and performers have alleged that they've seen the ghosts of the people believed to have perished there, including the janitor that was said to have died during a 1920 fire. Number 26, Montana, the haunting of Chico Hot Springs Hotel. The mysterious lady in white. There's always a lady in white. Why can't there be a lady in red? A lady in purple. The mysterious lady in white supposedly roams the corridors of the Chico Hot Springs Hotel in Prey, scaring guests and staff members. It looks like scarring for a second. People have reportedly seen the ghost of a woman in white, many times leading them into room 349, only to find an empty rocking chair swaying back and forth. Her rocking chair is sometimes found in other rooms as well, always facing the window, no matter the position the last person left it in. Whoa. Where's this one at? Montana. 27. Nebraska. The Hatchet House. The legend of the Hatchet House of Portal reminds us of those scary ghost stories we used to tell each other at camp. As the legend goes, a school teacher from long ago went insane and did the unthinkable to all her students in the one-room schoolhouse. Afterward, she placed their heads on their respective desks and took all of their... What? I was trying to sound spooky, but it's shocking me as I'm reading it. To a nearby bridge. She threw the leftover parts into the water, and people say you could still hear the hearts beating if you cross it. Hence, the name Heartbeat Bridge. We dare you to try. I definitely would check that one out. That one sounds cool. I would check that one out for sure. Chris, what's up? Saying love these creepy stories. Saying Texas, we have everything scary. Cool. Super cool. Glad you're enjoying the stories. 28. Nevada. The aliens at Area 51. Publicly known as the place where the military tests out some of its most advanced weapons and technology, conspiracy theorists suspect that it's also where the U.S. government stashes the UFOs it doesn't want us knowing about. I've heard of Area 51. I guess that one I've heard of it. That one was short, though. They should have said more about it. Zero Ortiz is saying, guess the afterlife only has two colors, black and white. I know. That's crazy. True. Well, yeah, because usually it's like the woman in gray, woman in black, woman in white. I've never heard any other color than that. Man in black. Yeah, you go on. Number 29, New Hampshire, the legend of Kokorua. Mount Kokorua was named after a Native American chief who lived in the early 1700s. Legend has it that he left his son with the Campbell family while he went away on tribal business. While under the family's care, his son passed away, perhaps accidentally, perhaps not. To exact revenge, Chief Kokorua killed the man's wife and children. Then the surviving Campbells chased Kokorua to the top of a mountain and shot him dead, but not before the chief had placed a terrible curse upon the land. It is said that the land, now known as Kokorua Lake Conservancy, will inflict suffering and death on anyone who tries to live there or drink from its rivers. Now that's an urban legend. Matthew singing Lady in Red. Bernadette's asking me to ask Gary about Area 51. He won't tell me his secrets. Wink Chief Barry saw a real fairy only for a second. That's super cool. Number 30. The Ghost Boy of Clinton Road, New Jersey. Oh, wait a minute. I've heard of this one. The ghost of a young boy is said to reside beneath one of the bridges on the road in Passaic County in northern New Jersey. As the legend goes, he's quite helpful, not to mention honest. If you drop a coin into the water, he will return it to you within 24 hours. It has become a rite of passage for local teens to go test it out. I've heard of that. I've actually heard of that one. And I would love to go there to check it out one of these years. Local spot is saying, oh, the Molly's Hollow thing in Kansas is in Addison. I've heard things about that town. What have you heard about that town? Number 31, New Mexico, UFO crash at Roswell. There was a TV show on before it was the CW, called Roswell, that I used to watch. I love that show. They filmed it, parts of it, in a city by where I live. So it's kind of cool. In 1947, something big, really, really big, crashed on a ranch northwest of Roswell. Members of the U.S. military quickly came to retrieve the debris, which led some to believe that it was something they wanted to cover up. A UFO, perhaps? Adding to the mystery, Jesse Marcel Jr., son of one of the military officers charged with clearing the site, later described the debris he saw his father bring home as being made of lead foil with I-beams. According to Roswell UFO Museum, he recalled the writing on the I-beams as purple strange. Never saw anything like it. Different geometric shapes, leaves, and circles. The U.S. government maintains it was a weather balloon that crashed. I don't know about that one. What do you guys think about that one? Do you think it was a UFO or a weather balloon? Logical Spock saying it's pretty haunted. Number 32, New York, the legend of Cropsey. Staten Island's Cropsey has been a local legend for decades and gained national attention when the documentary of the same name was released. The story goes that Cropsey had a hook for a hand and was a patient at the Willowbrook State School. He would come out late at night to hunt and chase local kids with his hook hand. In truth, a series of child murders did take place in that area of Staten Island in the 70s and 80s. Eerie. Why does that sound like the guy from I Know What You Did Last Summer? Was it the guy I Know What You Did Last Summer? He had a hook hand? He did, didn't he? Or am I thinking of the wrong movie? I Know What You Did Last Summer. Angel says seems like a legit UFO story. Brandon Torres wants it to be a UFO. Wink Shapeberry, I feel sorry for the aliens who crashed. Wendy's like, why keep this from us, y'all? Logical Spock saying the town is Addison. Heather, whatever, saying exactly. I've been outside of Area 51 briefly. Lots of warning signs. My husband drove there, but somewhere out there was a haunted hotel in Urrington, Nevada. Bernadette was thinking Captain Hook. Tyranna, well, yeah, Candyman has, but he has a different story, though. Candyman, he was a slave, I believe, and he fell in love with a white woman, I think is what the story goes. I remember correctly. I used to love Candyman when I was a kid. Alice is saying, is it real UFOs? I don't know. I haven't seen one. So that one's kind of where I'm a skeptic about UFOs. But I do believe that there has to be life on other planets, for sure. Number 33, North Carolina, the Beast of Baldenboro. Many regions in the United States have their own urban legends of a story about a mutant creature in the woods who kills viciously and indiscriminately. In North Carolina, it's the Beast of Bladdenboro, described by locals as a panther-like bloodthirsty killer lurking in the darkness. It is said to have attacked numerous dogs and even people. Watch your back. ... Bernadette did the well, the Candyman thing is similar to Bloody Mary. It's almost identical. Alice has seen the Clown Motel in Nevada. I want to go there. Number 34, North Dakota, the Mini-Washitu. Next time you're on the banks of the Missouri River in the North Dakota, keep an eye out for the Mini-Washitu of North Dakota, a giant, red, hairy monster with sharp spikes along its back, a horn and only one eye. If you look at it, blindness, insanity, and death are said to soon follow. So on second thought, don't keep an eye out for it. That almost sounds like the one-eyed purple people eater. So, North Dakota, note to self. Do not look at giant, red, hairy monster with sharp spikes, a horn, and only one eye. Nerd Report saying sponsor review. If you guys want to sponsor a review, Cash App $20 or PayPal $20, and we will review John Wick Chapter 4 for you guys like we did. If you guys like the Evil Dead Rise review, we'll do the same thing if you guys want us to review it. So again, for anyone that PayPals and Cash Apps me $20, we will review John Wick Chapter 4 in the same fashion as we did Evil Dead Rise. I know it's not horror, but I do like other things besides horror. I do like action movies, so just to break up the, because I know some people on my channel are not into the horror, so just to open it up. Angel's like one-eyed, one-horn flying purple people eater. I know, exactly, except it's red. Number 35, Ohio, Gore Orphanage. In the 1800s, there was a deadly fire at the aptly named Gore Orphanage in Lorain County. Tragically, every single orphan in the institution perished. Locals say if you visit the site where the orphanage stood, you can still see the ghost of the ghostly children, hear them playing, or smell their... Oh, really? I don't know about that one. I don't think I want to smell. But maybe just to see if it's actually haunted. For sure. In Nerd Report again, Zane sponsors Lisa's review of John Wick Chapter 4 for $20. You can PayPal me or Cash App me. Bernadette just dropped the PayPal link if you guys want to do so. Number 36, Shaman's Portal, Oklahoma. Also called Oklahoma's Bermuda Triangle, people have allegedly disappeared into thin air upon setting foot in these dunes in Beaver Sands. It's believed that a UFO crashed here, opening a door to another world. Ms. Red Spear! Number 37, The Bandage Man, Oregon. Now this sounds like an urban legend, for sure. The ghost of a man who was supposedly chopped into bits at a sawmill terrifies Oregon residents to this day. They call him the Bandage Man because, well, his entire body is wrapped in bloody bandages. Mostly, he's said to attack people who drive through or park their cars in Cannon Beach. Note to self, avoid Cannon Beach in Oregon. But then again, it's just an urban legend. Eastern State Penitentiary is not an urban legend. Like, I'm beginning to think. Yeah, Zero. I don't think I want to smell that. I would imagine that's not pleasant. Okay, number 38. I don't consider this an urban legend. Pennsylvania, Eastern State Penitentiary. So whoever wrote this considers this an urban legend, but this isn't an urban legend. Unless there's something else attached to it. The Eastern State Penitentiary of Pennsylvania is a real place that was shut down to its exceptional cruelty towards inmates. Each cell and chamber has its own set of hauntings and terrible tales. And walking through it is supposed to feel like walking through the pit of hell itself. If you're the type who likes to experience the macabre, you can take a tour on Halloween. You must sign a liability waiver before entering, though. Speaking of the spooky Hollywood, this is not an urban legend. It's an actual haunted institution. I don't consider that an urban legend. That's an actual, like, haunted place that people go to investigate. That's not urban legend. Like Fingernail Freddy is like an urban legend. Number 39, Rhode Island. Fingernail Freddy. If this sounds familiar, it's because the Rhode Island legend of Fingernail Freddy is supposedly the inspiration of the Nightmare on Elm Street. In this version, Fingernail Freddy is a wild woodsman with insanely long fingernails who comes out at night to attack campers with his talons. Bernadette saying walking in a pit of hell is when it's summertime going into a Walmart. Yeah, but when you go into Walmart, it's got air conditioning, so it can't be that bad. Just the crowds. Zero T's would stay away just in case. Number 40, South Carolina, the legend of Lavina Fisher. Known as America's first female serial killer. I'll have to check this one out. Lavina Fisher was certainly not dainty about her kills. In the 1800s, she and her husband John ran an inn where they had the unfortunate habit of killing many of their guests. They would poison their guests. Then when the poor person had fallen asleep, drop... What? One victim managed to escape and the two were found out, resulting in their execution. People say that the ghost of Lavina Fisher haunts the Charleston jail where she was executed. Alright, Bernadette, I gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, but that's anywhere where there's a crowd, too. I feel like they're saying like the same states over and over again. I don't know. I could have sworn I said South Dakota earlier. Number 41, South Dakota, Walking Sam. Walking Sam of South Dakota is a bit like the notorious figure from the Slenderman video games. An unnaturally tall, skinny, and creepy character. Those who cross his path are induced to confess, and his favorite prey is young teens. Yeah, that kind of is like Slenderman. I like the ads that they have on this article. The lechuza? Almost for a second there, I thought that was... Oh, I skipped. I thought that said lechuga, which is lettuce in Spanish. Number 42, Skinned Tom, Tennessee. As the story goes, in the 20s, a young man named Tom once took his lady friend to the local lover's lane. He didn't know it, but the woman he was so enamored with was, in fact, married. Her husband found the two canoodling in their car. Canoodling? Great word. Murdered his wife and then... What? Well, yeah, it was rage. People say Tom still hangs around Lover's Lane, ready to kill those who dare commit adultery. Number 43. The Lechuza, Texas. In South Texas, after you've had a beer or two, you'll need to be on the lookout for the Lechuza. Depending on the version being told, this incredibly large owl is either a bruja? That's not how you spell bruja. Or a familiar woman by day, bird by night. Her child was killed by a drunk, so she is on the prowl, looking to take revenge on bar patrons stumbling out on the street after closing time. That would make a great movie. Number 44. The Curse of the Escalante Petrified Forest, Utah. Visitors to the Escalante Petrified Forest in the Black Hills of Utah are cautioned to leave what they find behind. Legend has it that anyone who takes so much as a rock or a piece of wood will suffer intense misfortune. Car accidents, broken bones, and even job loss are said to have befallen those who dare to ignore the warning. I have to remember not to take anything from there. Zero T's is like, oh yeah, I know this one. She was a devil worshiper. Her last words were, "What do you want me to tell the devil since I'm going to see him in hell?" Number 45, Vermont. The Brattleboro Retreat Tower. Built as part of an insane asylum in the late 1800s, the Brattleboro Retreat Tower was soon closed off after a number of patients supposedly committed S by flinging themselves from the top. The tower remains standing today, and people say that if you dare to visit it, you will see ghosts plunging to their deaths over and over again, like an old tape replaying itself. Whoa, that would be crazy. Definitely I wonder if anyone has caught anything on camera. That would be a crazy sight to see. Spring Storm saying, I've lived in Tennessee all my life and I've never heard of Tom. Don't know where he is though. Matthew saying, funny, there is a tree in a video from here in Florida. People took pieces of the tree. They get into accidents. Also, supposedly, they used chainsaws but could not cut it down. That is crazy. That is super crazy. That the weird thing about that Utah, the Escalante Petrified Forest, it's saying if you take anything from there, you'll have like bad luck. That one is crazy. I wonder if anyone has dared to done that and have actually had misfortunes upon them. Allison, what's up? Wendy's Tom is in my chicken coop. Virginia. Number 46. Bunny Man Bridge. As the story goes, in 1904, some of the most dangerous patients from an insane asylum in Clifton, Virginia, were being moved to a prison when the bus crashed on Fairfax Station Bridge. The inmates attempted to escape, but only one was successful. Michael? He left a trail of... Well, no, he didn't do that. Dead-skinned, half-eaten rabbits, hanging many from the bridge that was the scene of the crash. Then on Halloween night... No, maybe! Then on Halloween night, of that very same year, several teens hanging out under the bridge were attacked at the stroke of midnight and met the same fate as the bunnies. I will stay away from that bridge. I agree, Zero. Something happened on that tree. Number 47. Washington. Mount B's 13 Steps to Hell. In Mount B Cemetery in Mount B, I hope I'm saying that right, you'll find a set of 13 steps leading down into an underground crypt. Legend has it that anyone who makes the regrettable decision of climbing down those steps will be met with a vision of hell so terrifying it will drive them to insanity. Would any of you guys dare to walk down those 13 steps? Wake Shape Berry, I'll walk you, bodyguard. Alright, number 48. West Virginia. The Mothman. Which is something I heard. Yes, this is the same Mothman from the movie The Mothman Prophecies. The final scene of that movie is retelling of a take of an event that actually happened in 1967. The Silver Bridge that connects Point Pleasant, West Virginia with Gallipolis, Ohio, collapsed at the height of rush hour, killing 46 people. According to legend, it was the Mothman, the great bringer of death, who caused the accident. Brandon's like, depends on how I feel that day. Wendy's like, if it's not my familia, hell no. Plus, it probably is like super creepy. Like, you look down, you probably don't see the 13th step. You probably see about half of them. Probably see 5 steps. And it's probably like cobwebs and snakes and crawly critters in there, so I don't know if I would want to go down there. That's how I'm envisioning it. Number 49, Wisconsin, the bloody headstone at Riverside Cemetery. A local woman by the name of Kate Blood, fitting, right, is said to have killed her husband and 3 children, after which she committed S. Her headstone at Riverside Cemetery in Appleton allegedly drips with blood every full moon. Though, if you do visit, a glance at her headstone will quickly debunk the legend. She was outlived by her husband and her only child. Ha! My phone's making weird noises. Nerd Report's Asking Again sponsors Lisa's review of John Wick Chapter 4 for $20. If you guys want to see another review like the Evil Dead Rise review, Cash App or PayPal me $20 and I will post a review of it. I know it's not horror. I know we're talking about horror, but I also do like action as well. And Bernadette dropped my PayPal, so if you guys want to do that as well. Number 50, the Jackalope, Wyoming. The large bunny creature with antelope horns is a well-known character in Wyoming's culture, history, and landscape. Some people say they have most definitely seen it, while others shrug it off as a fairy tale. What do you think? Cut back to me. So that was the 50 top or 50 spookiest urban legends. Some of them I questioned as urban legends because they're actual haunted places. Some of them for sure were urban legends that I enjoyed reading and sharing with you guys. Some of them were shocking. They happened to find the ones, the most shocking ones too as well. Which one was your favorite, guys? I still like the one where with the broken heart, or the lovers type of urban legend type ones. I like those. Don't ask me why, I just like those. Bernadette, don't pay attention to those ads. I saw some of them. I was like, what the heck? This is Reader's Digest, by the way. Heather Whatever's like, how did they know at midnight? It's just, I guess maybe someone came up with the story. Because you know how urban legends are. It's kind of like gossip, if you think of it. It is like gossip because it starts off with a story. So someone said midnight. I don't know why. Maybe they just like midnight. I don't know. Wink Shape Berry. I like those too. Logical Spock. Oh, at Maltby Cemetery, the steps have been bulldozed over, so you'd have to dig. Oh, I don't think I'm going to want to dig. No. Not at all. That's too much work. Plus, I don't want to conjure up any other spirits while I'm digging. I'll be digging. I'll be making someone else mad as I'm digging. Awaken some ancient spirit with my luck. And with the long, bony finger. You. I don't know why I like that. I just like that. You. Alright, guys, I will open it up for questions for the last few minutes here before I end the stream. Wink Shape Berries can call me a hopeless romantic, but I love those love stories. I do. Don't ask me. I just like those. Zero Ortiz is saying we should talk about the serial killers and some of the victims in next shot. I was thinking of that actually, about doing because serial killers is kind of, or true crime is kind of hand in hand with horror in some ways. Even though that's not really horror, but I thought of talking about it. Because that's something I'm interested into as well. Bernadette saying, if you can visit any place to ghost hunt, where would it be? Where would I want to ghost hunt? Like some epic. I'm trying to think. Washoe Club. I don't know why I said that. I actually want to go to Virginia City, Nevada. Which is where the Washoe Club is. I know there's others. Like, I would love to do like an old asylum or prison as well. Wendy say, I will look up New England and New York. I know BTK was a big one. Heather, whatever, saying, who said the jackalope was scary? I thought it was a joke they played on you. I heard something about the jackalope. Like it was a movie or something? Like one of those cheesy horror movies, I think it was. I think they did a movie on it. Bernadette's like, just Nevada where all the places are haunted, or here in Colorado, wink wink. I want to go hiking in Colorado one of these years. I do. I've seen, it's beautiful out there. Susan! Logical Spock has seen or recently found out about the Colonial Parkway murders in Virginia. I'll have to check that out. Nerd Report, you guys want me to review John Wick Chapter 4? The first person to PayPal me $20 or cash at me 20 $20, I will review John Wick Chapter 4. Wink Sheafberries, Colorado is beautiful. I've never been there, but what I've seen of it, it is. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Thank you, Heather Rose, for the $10 to help toward the John Wick Chapter 4. So if someone wants to do $10, another $10, PayPal me or cash at me $10. I will review John Wick Chapter 4. And thank you, Heather whatever. Totally awesome. Hearts for Heather whatever. If you want to sponsor my review of John Wick Chapter 4 for $10, guys, $10, I will post a review like I did of The Evil Dead Rise. Ooh, Bernadette saying, going into the mountains, there is a car stuck in the middle of the mountains. I think it's from like the 1960s or 70s. That is crazy. Hold on. Spirit of the Trees, thank you for your Cash App donation. Super awesome hearts for Spirit of the Trees. Hearts for Spirit of the Trees. Thank you. You're awesome. Alright, guys, any last minute questions before I end this stream? And it's so good to be back. Have I been to Utah? No, I have. I don't think I've been to Utah. No, I haven't. Logical Spock saying you look like a cool person to hang out with. Whenever you get to go to Colorado, let me know. One of these years, I definitely will make a trip. I do want to make a trip. Probably not in the winter time. Like getting all these weird... Drink water. Spring Storms is asking, are you interested in taking any specific ghost tour or haunted locale? I would take... I don't have any specifics, but I would take one. For sure. But not any... Maybe like... I know New Orleans is a big place where it's super haunted, so I wouldn't mind going there. It has lots of history. Nevada, of course. Pretty much every state has something, but haven't really picked out like a specific area where I would want to go, but there are a few like states that I wouldn't mind going to. Heather Wetter was saying, I wish the Cal Neva was open. It's a hotel where the Rat Pack and Marilyn Monroe and mobsters went. Marilyn sings there, they say. Oh, cool. Bernadette's like, no, the Stanley in winter. That would bring flashbacks of the Shining. Susan saying, here in New York City, we have good hiking trails in upstate New York. Spirit of the Tree saying, love when I go live. I missed you guys. Wendy, are you doing the $sign Grey Wolf? GRYWUFF for the Cash App? Spirit of the Trees is in New Orleans. I've always wanted to go there because that just seems like a cool city to visit, to see. Bernadette doesn't hike, but for you, I will. Fresh air, Bernadette. The scenery. Spirit of the Trees is saying you could stay at my house and drive to New Orleans 20 minutes away. That's super cool. Huh. Wendy, I don't have Apple Pay, unfortunately. Because I have a Samsung. Susan Rex saying New Orleans is haunted, but I love it. Great food, people, and ghosts. Any last minute questions, guys? Before I wrap it up here. And go Mimi's. No. Or get ready for Mimi's. Because I do work tomorrow. Wait a few minutes here. Susan's asking when I will be back for sure. Saturday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But I am thinking about adding an extra day. I just haven't figured out what day yet. Spirit of the Trees is saying New Orleans is hauntingly special. Just looks like a magical place to me, of what I've seen of it. Heather, whatever's, thank you. I'll stay out of Ojai. Same here. Alright, guys. I am going to end the stream here. Thank you for joining me tonight and talking about urban legends and haunted hotels. And I will see you on the next one. Good night, guys, and thank